Hey, what's up, YouTube? Good morning. Hope everybody's doing good. I am tired this morning. I couldn't fall asleep till like probably after 2, and then right as I was dozing off, my 1.5-year-old woke up. So, any of you that have kids, you know what it's like. Anyways, I'm alive, I'm healthy. Some crazy fucking times we live in. Can't even begin to tell you. I'm just trying to stay in my own lane. But first it was coronavirus, then George Floyd, then the protests and rioters, and then the guy that got shot in Atlanta. And I live, sorry about my phone movement. I've never had like a stand for my videos. So whatever. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I live right in the middle of Charlotte and Atlanta. So a bunch of rioters and protesters from Atlanta came up here and they were peaceful, but nonetheless, it was kind of scary. Anyways, I've been kind of slack on getting another video out. I've been pretty busy with my business, wife, kid, family, whatever, coronavirus. And even though I've had some time to make videos, it's still been pretty busy. But, anyways, I've had some people ask me in the comments and messages uh, if I've ever thought about like being a speaker or write a book. I've actually thought about it because a lot of the YouTube videos with people that are coming off Suboxone and stuff, a lot of them only have like 1,000 views. So the first one I made this December will be 4 years ago. It has almost 20,000 views. I know 4 years, 20,000 views. That's 5,000 views a year. Uh, It might not be a lot in comparison to some other videos that are out there, but 20,000 views, that video touched 20,000 people. And then there's all my videos combined, I probably have 10 or 12 videos. There's around 40,000 views. And I've thought about monetizing, I've thought about ads, and I've thought about, ways to make money off of it. If that day comes, great. But this advice that I give, it's free. I kind of feel like, if I got paid to teach people how to come off Suboxone, for one, there would always be that 25% of the population that would send me hate mail. I've received several messages and emails. You're not a fucking doctor. You're this, you're that. You shouldn't be giving out medical advice and you're not a doctor, blah, 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 blah. And all these people that send stuff like that, they've never even been hooked on pills or Suboxone or, this summer will be 5 years clean. I never thought in my wildest dreams, pills, all that stuff, 5 years clean. And as I look back, I'm 33 going on 34 years old. And from the age of 17 to the age of 27, 28, you know, 10 to 12 years, 10, 11 years, my 20s, I was a junkie. My late teens, early 20s, in and out of jail a few times. That's the path that opiates, hanging out with the wrong crowd, that was the path that it was taking me down. And I cleaned up. And I found Suboxone when I was 24 or 25 years old. And for the first couple of years, it did act as a lifesaver. I got my shit together. And I still feel like I was on it for too long, but we live and learn. It's all good. But it definitely saved me. And I just want to make this video. Some of my videos, they only, one of them has 20,000 views, a couple of them have 3,000 views, and several of them have 200 views. It's not so much the views, it's the message that I'm trying to get out there. And I know my videos are few and far between, and I do plan on making more in the future. But doctors, one thing that you have to realize is this, and I'm the kind of person, I don't give a fuck who's giving me the info, who's giving me who's giving me what's the word I don't care who's giving me the message. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it'll work for now. I don't care who's giving me the message, the info, the help. I would rather get help from somebody who's been down that road than somebody who's never been down that road. And I've said in several of my videos that I've made, one, his name was Dr. Lupo, and I don't mind sharing his name. Fuck you if you don't like it. He was the most realist psychologist I ever went to. He was in his late 60s. In 2014, he had a brain surgery and he retired. And I think about him quite often, honestly. He was the realest dude I ever met, man. He was a recovered alcoholic for 20 years. And he had quit smoking, even though it wasn't opiates or heroin or just, even though it wasn't a drug that I was doing or whatever, alcoholism. People say it's not a drug, but alcohol, you can classify it as a drug. It's very addictive. Nicotine, it's a drug. I mean, they're all fucking drugs. I don't care what you say. Um, he was an alcoholic for 20, 25 years, and he could relate to addiction. And all these other people out here, all these other psychologists and Suboxone doctors, they're getting paid is what they're doing. I've done hundreds of hours of research into how these Suboxone clinics get paid by the pharmaceutical companies. A pharmaceutical rep will go visit a doctor who has a Suboxone license, and if they meet a quota for patients that they get, the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies will give these Suboxone doctors kickbacks. It happens, trust me. And I have visited, it was the one Dr. Lupo that I went to for, excuse me. As you can tell, I'm not a professional YouTuber. Dr. Lupo, I went to him for, I don't know, 2-3 years before I started going to other psychologists and to get my Suboxone. And in the last year and a half after Dr. Lupo had his surgery and retired, I saw 2 or 3 different psychologists just within that year and a half because they're all full of shit. And all they do, they bring you in, ask you if your dose is good, have a nice day. Dr. Lupo actually used to chop it up with me for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and we would talk about life. And that a doctor that actually understands what you went through is more meaningful than anything to me. And that's all I try to do is half of these doctors, they don't have, more than half, 90% of them, they don't have fucking street cred. They're going off of a degree and they are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for their practice. How do you think the people that answer their phones in their practices are some of the highest paid in the industry? These chicks that answer the phones at some of these clinics are making 20, 25 bucks an hour. And half of these clinics now don't take insurance. The last guy I went to wouldn't take my insurance, and the visit alone, this is June, July 2015. I think if I'm remembering correctly, without the insurance, the visit was like $255 or $285 a month. And then with insurance, the regular 8 milligram films, and this is just, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it's been a while. This is just when the buprenorphine strips came out, the generic. So with insurance, for $60 a month, the generic films were $20 for the whole prescription, and the real deal Suboxone was $50. Without insurance, it was several $100s a month for the doctor visit and the films. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is this. Would you rather have a doctor who doesn't know anything about it and they went to school? See, you can go to school all fucking day long. Okay, I run a very small business, and I'm actually, I'm over there doing some stuff this morning, whatever. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Know-It-All, but this is what it boils down to. Would you rather go to somebody who has actually done it, who has actually been down that road, who knows the pitfalls, who can tell you this is what you might experience? Yes, everybody has different experiences. Or would you rather go see somebody who is peddling drugs legally? Really, it's illegal, but it's okay if they have a prescription pad. Or would you rather go see somebody who knows what they're fucking talking about versus somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about? These guys don't fucking care about you. You can sit there and give them a sob story and bullshit with them, and these doctors are very manipulative. Are you sure you want to come down? I don't think that's such a good idea. In one of my videos, I detailed how I got to the point where I was on the big ass 2 or 4 milligram strip. I know one of those is like a big square. I can't remember which milligram it was. I'm telling you guys, it's been a while. Sometimes your mind gets foggy and you start forgetting shit. I'll never forget the feeling in the taper. But after so many years goes by, you start looking back and you're like, fuck, it's already 5 years, you know? And I crawled out of bed this morning and I didn't need to put an 8 milligram strip under my tongue. Yeah, I'm tired. I couldn't fall asleep last night, and then my baby woke up. But got some cup of Joe. Number one, dad vibes. Anyway, I always tend to ramble and lose track of what I'm saying. Would you rather go to somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing or somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing? That's what it boils down to. And these doctors, I've said in every single one of my videos, they are not your friend. You might meet one or two of them out there that's nice, that really has the special interest of the people, like Dr. Lupo. I'll remember Dr. Lupo till the day I die. He was a good dude. He was proactively helping me at the time taper. That's really when I started my first taper. And I've detailed, if you watch all my videos, I've detailed in length how to taper. You know, if you're on 8 milligrams a day, start snipping off a little bit of it every day and take 7 milligrams a day. Do that for a month, and then 6 milligrams, and then 5, and then 4. You want your body to get used to the dose you're taking, and you will be fine. If you're on 16 milligrams a day, if you cut 4 milligrams out of that and jump to 12, you won't feel a thing. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it. Talk to other people that have done it. You can research shit for yourself. You're only doing yourself harm. And now there's been a huge influx of Suboxone users now because doctors are starting, the federal government is starting to really, my mom, she was taking tramadol and she needs it. She has had both of her knees completely replaced. She's had a couple other surgeries. She has arthritis. I can't think of what it's called when you type on a keyboard for years. It's something you get in your carpal tunnel. She has carpal tunnel. She only takes like 2 or 3 tramadols a day, 20 milligram, low milligram. They took her off of that. They're really starting to crack down on people out here. And so Suboxone Doctors, there's more clinics opening up. It's becoming more readily available. You're replacing one for the other, but Suboxone in the short term can really help. You just got to be diligent. You got to really put your nose down, and if you want this, you can do it. I'm in your corner. The doctor or the psychologist that you're visiting, they are not in your corner. Even if you have insurance, I'm telling you right now. All they want is your money. When you walk in there, they see dollar signs. That is all they fucking see. And the more research I do, and there are a couple people that I engage with, now they're coming out with this little. I was actually reading a couple weeks ago. This tells you how disconnected I am and how far I've come from not knowing about this shit. Is I've started reading up on it a little bit more, and now they have something else that you put under your tongue. It's like a little white pill. I was Googling stuff, and it gives patients a minty taste. I'm like, y'all are fucking yourselves up, man. You guys are fucking yourselves up taking this and taking that, and you're on Suboxone, then the doctor gives you something else, and then I mean, fuck, just taper off and get off of it. These doctors piss me off. If you've been a heavy, and I would classify heavy opiate users, if you've been on it a year, you're a user. If you've been on opiates every day for 2 or more years, 2 to 3 years, every day, you can't live without it, you're a heavy user. You don't need to be on Suboxone for more than 6 to 9 months. If you're on Suboxone for more than 6 to 9 months, you're chasing a high. Suboxone, it's for short-term use. Just I'll make more videos forthcoming. I'm going to start really trying to get back on here and help people out. I've been having a lot of people. I still read, I still engage in your comments. Um, I'll put my email address in the link. If you guys have um, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me and I'll get back to you guys individually. But taper, don't listen to your fucking doctor and email me if you need anything. I'm here for you guys, even though videos are few and far in between. So that's it. Hope you guys have a good morning. Stay strong, stay clean. I'll be back on soon.